All right, good evening, good evening. If you can hear me, welcome. Apologies for starting late. We've been having some technical difficulties. But you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. We'll begin immediately and hopefully we'll be done in 30 minutes. We just have a few questions to solve. All right, so this is our weekly live mathematics session. So basically what I'll be doing here is to share what I'll be doing here is to share and solve questions that came in during the week for us to solve. All right, so welcome, welcome. Let me share my screen and we'll look at some of the questions we have. But before that, give me a minute. All right, so I'll share my screen. All right, so these are all the questions we'll be solving. All right, so let's see how we solve this quickly. If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me before I start. That I won't be talking to myself. All right, if you can hear me and if you can see this screen, if you can see the screen I'm sharing, please let me know that you can see it. Let me know you can hear me. All right, so that I will not just be talking to myself. All right, I want to start solving now. So I want to be sure that you can see me, you can hear me. Let me share. All right, so let's see how we solve this quickly. All right. So if you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me before I start. That I won't be talking to myself. All right, you can hear me and you can see the screen. You can see the screen I'm sharing. Please. Okay, so let's begin. We wasted enough time. Let's begin immediately. I'll not just be talking to myself. All right, so we are asked to solve 3y squared minus 12y plus 9 equal to 0. 3y squared minus 12y plus 9 is equal to 0. Now, obviously, if you want to see this question, you should know this is a quadratic equation because the highest power of the unknown or the highest power of the variable here is power 2. That's your y squared. So I'm going to solve this using the three formula so that you see how it's done. I'm going to solve it using factorization method, then using completing the square, and then finally with formula method. So solving by factorization, please go with me. I mean, I'll be a bit fast because of our time, but I hope you will still be able to follow me and understand. So we have 3y squared minus 12y plus 9 equals to 0. Now, one thing that will help you is to, since 3 is a factor of all the numbers here, that means I can divide through by 3 here to reduce these terms, right? To make the terms smaller. And why that is important is because when you do that, then you have smaller numbers to work with, which makes your multiplication and factorization easier. So if you divide here, 3 will cancel 3 and you have y squared left. 12 divided by 3 is 4, then y, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. We still have 0 here. Alright, so we continue. We continue. Now, for factorization, what you're supposed to do, you multiply the factor of y squared here, which is 1, by this 3 here. If you remember your quadratic equation, you know that here a is equal to 1. A is always the coefficient, not factor, sorry, the coefficient of y squared. B is minus 4, always the coefficient of y, and C is 3, the constant. So you're supposed to multiply A and C, and then the answer you get, you find two factors of that answer or that number that when you add will give you B. I'll take it again. You multiply A and C, and the answer you get, you find two factors of that number that when you add them will give you whatever is your B value. All right. So now our A is 1 and our C is 3. If you multiply 1 and 3, okay, so A times C is 1 times 3, right? Which will give you 3. Now what are the factors of 3 that when you add you get minus 4? Factors of 3 means two numbers that when you multiply will give you 3. But when you add them, you get minus 4. All right. When you add them, you get minus 4. When you multiply them, you get 3. So and those two factors are what they're going to be. The factors are minus 1 and minus 4. All right. Now if you minus 3. Sorry, that's an error. Minus 1 and minus 3. So minus 1 and minus 3. All right. These are the two factors of 3 that when you add, you get 4 because minus 1 times minus 3 is plus 3, which is what we have here. And then minus 1 plus minus 1, that is minus 1 minus 3, will give you minus 4, which is what we have in B. So these are the two numbers we are going to use. So all you do, you come back here, you replace this minus 4 with minus 1 minus 3. All right, so we're going to have y squared minus, you can say minus 1y, but it's not written like that. So we just say minus y. Remember, the factor here is minus 1. Then minus 3y plus 3. So what we do, we replace this minus 4 by these two factors, by minus 1 and minus 3. All right. If you prefer, if you to make it easier for you, I can write it like this. Let's go back a little. So I can write it like this: y squared minus 1 minus 3y, then plus 3 equals to 0. So now you can clearly see that I've replaced this minus 4 by what? Minus 1 minus 3, the two factors. And if I continue here, y squared minus 1 times y is minus y, minus 3 times y minus 3y plus 3 equals to 0. So we'll still come back here. And this is what we are going to factor now. So I come here, minus y squared minus y minus 3y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now to factor it, I'm going to factor these two together and these two. You know what it means to factor? To bring out what is common between them. So what is here and what is here? What is common is y. If I bring out y from y squared, that y squared means y 2 times, right? Y raised to our 2, y times y. So if this y cancelled out one y, one other y will be remaining here, and then minus y cancel y is 1. Y divided by y is 1. Then from here, there's a minus here. The common factor between these two is 3. There's 3 here and there's 3 here. So I bring out 3. Then if I divide here, minus 3 divided minus 3, the only thing remaining here is y. Minus times plus is minus. This minus here times this plus. And then 3 divided 3 is 1. So we have this. Alright, so now we have two factors here, y minus 1, y minus 1. We can just take 1 and say y minus 1, y minus 3. this y outside and this minus 3 outside equal to 0, which you can write as y minus 1 equal to 0 or y minus 3 equal to 0. And from here, we can, of course, we are looking for y, that's the solution. So make y the subject of formula by taking this number to the other side. And so we have y is equal to 0 plus 1 or y is equal to this minus 3 will also cross 0 plus 3. Remember, when minus crosses the equality sign, it becomes plus. And when plus crosses the equality sign, it becomes minus. So that's why this minus becomes plus. And finally, we have that y is 1 or y is 3. All right. So these are our two answers. If we solve this by factorization, these are our two answers. All right. All right. So I hope this is clear and I hope you understood this. We are going to try this again and we'll use the second method, completing the square method. All right. So I hope you got this clearly before we move on to the next method. So let's look at how we can use completing the square. Now remember, we are still solving. Sorry. Okay, we are still asked to solve 3y squared minus 12y plus 9 equal to 0. Now, let's solve with completing the square. So solving by completing the square. Completing the square method. All right. So now, again, we have 3y squared minus 12y plus 9. First thing we do here, we make the coefficient of y squared to be unity. And that means we need to remove whatever is here. And we remove it by dividing through by that same number. All right. So we'll make the coefficient of y squared unity. I hope you're following me and you can hear me very clearly. Make the coefficient of y squared unity. So to make it unity, I need to remove this 3 here. And to be able to remove 3, we'll divide through by 3 so that 3 will cancel out itself. All right. So if I divide everything by 3, 3 here will cancel out, 3 here will cancel out 3. So I'm left with y squared minus 12 minus 3. 12 divided by 3, sorry, will give you 4y plus 3 equals to 0. All right. So now we've reduced it and we've made the coefficient of y squared here to be unit, to be 1. Unity means 1. All right. So now the next thing we do, we take this plus 3 to the other side. All right. So we move it to the other side and we have y squared minus 4y is equal to plus 3 moves, it becomes minus 3. Or let's do it so it becomes 0 minus 3. Okay. Now, if you're using completing the square method, this is the point where it's crucial. All right. You take the coefficient of b, which is this. Please listen very well. You take the coefficient of b, which is this. You divide it by 2. You square your answer and then add it to both sides of the equation. I'll come again. After you've made your equation unity, that means you make the coefficient of y squared, that's your a value, to be 1 by dividing 2 by whatever is there. Then you move the constant to the other side. The next step is you go to the b, that's the coefficient of y. You divide it by 2. Whatever answer you get, you square it and add to both sides. All right, I hope you got that. So if we are doing this here, b is minus 4, right? That's this. So we are going to divide it by 2. So minus 4 over 2 is minus 2. Then we are going to square it and add to both sides of the equation. So that means on this right left hand side we have y squared minus 4y then plus minus 2 squared. We'll do it like that. And then on the right hand side, of course, 0 minus 3 is minus 3. Then we are still going to add minus 2 squared. So again, I take it again. You divide the coefficient of b by 2, that is, you half it, you square the result, and add to both sides of the equation. If you've done that, then on this left hand side, you have this, and on the right hand side, you have this. Now, on the left hand side, you can see that there is a difference of 2 squared. There's y squared here, and there's minus 2 squared here. So we take the two values that are squared. So on the left hand side, we're going to have y minus 2, then all squared. All right, difference of 2 squared here. So we take y, one of the values that is raised to power 2. We take minus 2, the second value raised to power 2, and then we'll square everything. All right, and then on our right hand side, this is equal to minus 3. Of course, minus 2 square is 4, right? Minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4. So plus 4. All right. Now, this still gives me that y minus 2 all square is equal to minus 2 plus 4, minus 3 plus 4, sorry, that's like 4 minus 3 is 1. Then I need to remove the square root, this square, sorry, this power 2 here, and I can remove it by taking the square root of both sides. All right, I can remove it by taking the square root of both sides in such a way that this square will cancel this one. So I'm left here with y minus 2 is equals to plus or minus the square root of 1. And of course, the square root of 1 is 1. So y minus 2 is equal to plus or minus 1. I hope I've not made a mistake here somewhere. Alright, so if we have this, we can take this minus 2 to the other side of the equation. And if it crosses, it becomes plus 2. So we have y is equals to plus or minus 1 plus 2, which means we have two possible answers here. That y is equals to plus 1 plus 2, or y is equal to minus 1 plus 2. Now, of course, plus 1 plus 2 will give you 3, or plus 3, which you don't need to write the plus. Or minus 1 plus 2, that is 1, that's 2 minus 1 will give you 1. All right, and these are the two values of y. If you remember the previous one we did, this is what we got as y. Y is equal to 1, or y is equal to 3. So you can see that whether you factorize or you complete the square, if you do it properly, you will still get the same answer. All right, so finally, let's look at the third method, which is the almighty formula, or more appropriately called the quadratic formula. Okay, so we are still solving the same thing. We are still going to solve 3y squared minus 12y plus 9 equals to 0. Now we're going to solve this. We are going to solve using the quadratic formula. We're going to solve using the quadratic formula. Okay, let's solve it using the quadratic formula. And if we are using the quadratic formula, then we are going to have that. Just give me a minute. Although my face is not so important, but just so that you can see me, um, let me plug this. Okay, so I hope at least you can see my face brightly now. Alright, so the quadratic formula is given by this, that x is equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Alright, and from this our equation here, this 3y squared minus 12y plus 1 plus 9, we know that a is 3, b is minus 12, c is 9. Okay, so now let's put this in. You can still go ahead to reduce this, just like we did for factorization. We can divide all through here by 3 to reduce it. Okay, you'll get the same answer, but let's just solve this as it is. So we have minus 12, minus 12 is b, plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's minus 12 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 9, all over 2 times a, which is 3. And this will give me minus 12 is 12, plus or minus the square root of minus 12 squared is 144, minus 144 minus. Now we have 4 times 3, which is 12 times 9. 12 times 9 should give me what? 12 times 10 is 120. So 12 times 9 should be 108. 108. And everything here is divided by 6. Alright? I hope you can see that. Alright, so let's continue. We have here x is equal to 12 plus or minus the square root of 144 minus 108 should give you um, that's 36 over 6. X equals to 12 plus or minus square root of 36 is 6 over 6. Now this tells you that you have two answers, which is either that x is equals to 12 plus 6 over 6. You know what, let's just go down. Right? So x is equals to 12 plus 6 over 6, or oh Jesus Christ, sorry about that. X is equals to 12 plus 6 over 6, or 12 minus 6 over 6. Right? So 12 plus 6 over 6, or 12 minus 6 over 6. These are the two possible values of x. And then 12 plus 6 is 18 over 6, or 12 minus 6 is 6 over 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. So once again, you can see, oh, I'll be using x. Sorry, our value, our equation is y. So all this x should actually be y. X should actually be y. Sorry. So this is y is equals to this, y is equals to this, y is equals to this, y is 3 or y is 1. Alright, so I just use x because most questions are given in x, but this one should have been y. For the solution, the steps are all the same. Okay, so I want to believe that this is clear enough and you followed through properly. Okay, if you have questions, you can always drop it in the comments. If you have questions, you can drop it in the comments. But apart from that, let's keep going. Alright. So now we'll go to questions. Maybe we'll just take 3 questions and we'll end, depending on our time. Now we're going to solve using the quadratic formula. We're going to solve using the quadratic formula. Okay? Let's solve it using the quadratic. Alright, so for the next question, number 2, let's see what we have. Yes. Now we are asked to make D the subject of formula if S is equal to n over 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1b. Now, if you remember your mathematics very well, sorry about that. Okay. Uh, sorry about this, please. So I was saying, if you remember your mathematics very well, you should be able to recognize this formula. All right. So before I go on, if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, what formula is this? I'll give you 10 seconds to put it in the comments. All right. I'll give you 10 seconds to put it in the comments. What formula is this? What formula is this? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so this is the formula for calculating the sum of terms, the sum of n terms in an arithmetic progression. This is the sum to calculate the formula to calculate the sum of n terms in an arithmetic progression. So we have to make d the subject of formula here. So let's work quickly. First thing we are going to do is basically to cross multiply. All right, so we have that s is equals to n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Let us cross multiply so that we multiply like this. Everything down here multiply up here. So s times 2 is 2s. And then if everything here multiplies 1, it will remain like that. So we have n 2a plus. To save us time, let me just open up this bracket, this inside bracket. So n times d is nd minus d times 1 is d. Let me just open up that bracket. We also have that 2s is equals to, if I open up this bracket, n times 2a is 2an, n times nd is n squared d, n times n is n squared, minus n times d is nd. All right. So what we're going to do here, since we are trying to make d the subject of formula, we need to bring it together. So these two terms that have d, we are going to um, let's factor out d. Let's factor out d. 2s is equal to 2an plus. Now, if I bring out d from here, from this first one, I'll be left with n squared minus. If I bring out d from here, I'm left with n. All right. So I want to make, remember that subject of formula means you want d to stand on its own, either on the left hand side or the right hand side of the equation, but you don't want d to be attached to any other number. So first of all, we're going to take everything here to the other side, to the left hand side. So this 2an, we're going to cross it over to this side. I remember that 2an is positive. When a number doesn't have any sign attached to it, you assume it to be positive. So if you cross it, it becomes negative. So we have 2s minus 2an is equals to b n squared minus n. Now finally, this is even simple. You want d to stand alone, so you need to remove n squared minus n. And you can't just clean it off or cancel it out like that. No, you need to divide it by itself. All right. If I divide here by n squared minus n, that is one way to remove it so that d stands alone. And in mathematics, whatever you do to the right hand side, you must do to the left hand side. So I will also divide this side by n squared minus n. My aim is to make d stand alone. Alright. So this will easily cancel this, and I'll be left with d is equal to 2s minus 2an all over n squared minus n. This is how you make d the subject of formula in this equation. Right? So if in a question you're asked to find, because d means common difference in arithmetic progression, is one of the topics we'll go into next on this channel. All right. So the videos on it I'll start making them. It may not be our next topic though. I think, or it may be, I don't know, but I'll decide yet when we are done with derivation, because derivation is what we are doing now. So when we are done with derivation, maybe we'll go into arithmetic progression or something else. But what I was saying is, if you are given D, you have to find D means common difference. You have to find a common difference of an arithmetic progression from, and they give you the sum, you can just use this formula here, this formula, to find the common difference. All right. Instead of substituting the values, all these values, A is your first term, N is the number of terms, S is the sum of all the terms, D is the common difference. So if you're asked to find the common difference, instead of substituting the values here and starting to solve, you can just use this formula here, because if you substitute S, A, N, and N, you are going to get D. All right, so that's that for that. I hope this is clear. It's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. If you have questions, please put it in the comments. If you have questions, please do well to put them in the comments so that I can attend to them. All right, we'll go quickly to the next one. Number three. If you're watching the replay or you're watching us live, please just do me this little favor of making sure you drop a like on this live session. All right, that's the only, so that's the only payment you're making for this. I want to believe your learning is helping you, or even if it's not helping you, it will help somebody that you know, or somebody that um, maybe somebody in your audience. All right, so please just drop a like on this session. Just click that like button, drop a comment. All right, let me know what you think. Are there particular questions or topics you want me to treat, or maybe am I too fast, am I too slow? Just let me know what you think. All right, I will appreciate your feedback, and then share this session. All right, on your YouTube there, just click on share, copy the link, put on your WhatsApp status, drop in your group, your family group, your class group. Let others come watch this and learn, especially if you have people in secondary school or first year, second year in the university. All these things will help them. All right. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe. Do well to subscribe. All right. Hit that subscribe button and then ring the notification bell next to it. Why it's important is so that if we have new videos that drop, we drop 2, 3 videos every week. If we have new videos, you'll be notified to come and watch it and learn. All right. So make sure you subscribe and then ring the notification button. All right. Quickly, let's look at number three. Another question that I got. All right. We're asked to find the missing letters in this diagram, X and Y. And this is the simplest of all the questions. But you need to remember your line theorems. All right. I think this is under geometry. I think it's under geometry, your line theorems. So now let's start with, let me label this. Okay. I'll label this A. I'll label this B. I'll label this C. I'll label this D. I'll label this middle, the middle here, E, and then this side as F. All right, so AB, this is line CB, and then this other line is line EF. Now, line CB is a straight line AB is a straight line. All right, so either of them, you can use angle on a straight line to find the other side. All right, so to find Y, there are two ways to find Y here. All right, angle on angle on line, this is how you write it, line AB is 180 degrees. That's the angle from here to here. And that means, and we know that this first side is 105 degrees. That's from AD, this angle between AD. We're dealing with this first line like this. Let me draw it out. Okay, and we have this. This is A, B, B, and this is 105, right? This is 105 degrees. And we know that the total angle here from here to here is 180. Okay, the total angle here is 180, and you're looking for angle Y here. So it is very logical that I can say that 105 degrees plus Y degrees is equal to 180 degrees, right? Because if the total angle from here to here is 180, but we know that from A to D is 105. Then if I add 105 to whatever Y is, it should give me 180. And so I'm looking for Y, I can move 105 to the other side to go and meet 180. But since these two are numbers, they are like terms. So we say we collect like terms. We bring all the like terms to one side, all the numbers to one side, and leave the letters on the other side. So here now, I can simply say y is equal to 180. If 105 crosses, remember it's 105 is positive because there's no sign. If it crosses, it becomes negative. So 180 minus 105. Both of them are in degrees. All right, so you can just put it there or you add it at the end. So y will be what? 180 minus 105. I think that's 75 degrees. So our y is 75 degrees. As easy as selling ice cream. Now we need to find x. How do we find x? Now I'll draw this line CD. We have CD, and line CD is divided into three. There is a line like this and another one like this, right? This is F and this is B. Remember, this is B here, the other part of line AB, okay? And then this is F. So we know that this place is 50 degree, and we found here, which is Y. This side is Y, and we found it to be 75 degrees. We are looking for X here. This question is too simple. It's too simple. All right, so we are looking for X. Now, the same thing we did the other place. This is also a straight line. CD is also a straight line. And the angle on the straight line will always remain 180. So angle on line CD is always 180. Every straight line is 180 degrees. All right, so what this tells me is that if I add 50, that's this angle from here to here, plus X, angle from F to B. 50 is the angle from C to F, plus X is the angle from F to B, plus 75, which is the angle from B to D. I should be getting 180, the total angle on that straight line. All right, so I can, this is a number, I can't add this to this, but I can add this to, this is a letter, X is a letter, sorry, I can't add it, but I can add 50 and 75, so they are both numbers. And we know that 50 plus 75 is 125 degrees. 50 plus 75. And everything here is still equal to 180 degrees. Now, the same way we did here, 125 can cross over. We collect like terms, meaning that 125 crosses over this equality sign to go and meet his brother, to go and meet its fellow number. All right, and because it's positive, if it crosses, it becomes negative. So x is equals to 180 minus 125 degrees. And if you do this subtraction, I think you should be getting 55 degrees if I'm not wrong, right? So x is 55 degrees. Okay, x is 55 degrees. So that is what you have to find here. And what if you are given an extra question and you're asked to find the angle here? Maybe this is z. You're asked to find z. All right. Now it's simple. It is simple. Now let's just do that as an addition. Um, Give me a few minutes. Let me move this. All right. Now you're asked to find z. Now remember that you were given something like this. I think there's another line like this. Then there's one like this. Good. And we found this was 105 C D A B F, right? And this side we found it to be 75 degrees. This side 55 degrees. This side, what is this side? What was it given to us as? Um, Sorry, let me check. Okay, 50 degrees. All right. So this side is 50 degrees. So the only side left is Z, which we just say let us find. All right. Now, how do you find Z here? It's very simple. It's very simple. Now, this is a circle or a point. And we know that angle at a point or angle in a circle is 360 degrees. What does this mean? If I add all the angles here that make up this circle, forget that this my circle is not straight. I'm using freehand to draw it. If I add up all these angles, I should get 360. So if I start adding here, 105 plus 75 plus 55 plus 50 plus Z should give me 360. All right, so let's add up everything here. 75 plus 55 is 130. 130 plus 50 is 180, right? 180 plus 105, that's 285. So 285 plus Z is equal to 360. Now, similarly, Z is equal to 285 crosses to go and make 360. We'll call it like them. And 285 is positive. So when it crosses, it becomes negative. So we have 360 minus 285. And then Z is, what would this be? 75 degrees. Z is 75 degrees, right? 15, 60, yes, 75 degrees. All right. So the only thing you need to remember here is remember your line theorems. All right. Angle on a straight line, angle at a point, alternate angles, um, um, corresponding angles, vertically opposite angles, and all of that. All right. So that's that for number three. We have time. I received 4 questions. Okay, we have about 10 minutes, so let me take one more. Alright, so we'll take one more and then we'll be done. Alright, let's have this last one. How long have we spent here now? Okay, now this, we have two equations here, which means this is a simultaneous equation. Simultaneous means occurring at the same time. Occurring at the same time. Right? So if this is a simultaneous equation, we can solve it different ways. There's substitution, there's elimination, there's graph, there's even matrix. You can use matrix to solve it. But here I'm just going to take elimination and substitution method. All right. So let's first of all, we have 2x plus 5y. Okay, let me define the method we are using. So let's start by solving by elimination. Now I prefer elimination because I feel it's easier. Someone else may prefer substitution. If I'm solving by elimination, I have 2x plus 5y is equals to 6.5 means you change it to improper fraction. So 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1, 13 over 2. Alright? And we don't need fractions. So we need to remove this fraction. How do we remove this fraction? We multiply each term here by this denominator, which is 2. So that's basically we're going to have 2x times 2 plus 5y times 2 plus 13 over 2 times 2. I'm just writing everything now so that you can clearly see what we're doing. 2x times 2 is 4x plus 10y, and then, sorry, this is 2, not 3. This is 2. Okay, and 2 we cancel 2 to give you 13. So this is equation 1. And then the second equation is clearly, there's no fraction, so we can just use it as it is. 5x minus 2y is equal to 9. Equation 2. Now, how do you eliminate? Now, some of these things we've already done them on this channel. For example, quadratic equation, we've done it on this channel. So if you want to understand it better, all the methods, please check to the channel and you will find series of videos we did covering all the methods. This simultaneous equation, we've also done it on this channel. If you check through the channel, you will see lots and lots of videos we did covering even graphical methods, elimination method, substitution method. All right, so this is just a crash course. If you want to learn it properly, please go to the channel, subscribe, and then watch the videos. All right, so how do you solve this by elimination? Let's say we want to eliminate y. All right, we want to get the value of x, so we want to eliminate y. Now we are going to multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of y in equation 2 and multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of y in equation 1. I'll come again. You want to eliminate y, right? So you come to equation 1 and you multiply it by the coefficient of x, the coefficient of y, sorry, the one you want to eliminate in equation 2, and then you come to equation 2 and multiply everything by the coefficient of y in equation 1. So the coefficient of y in equation 2 is minus 2. We'll come here and say minus 2 times everything here. So let me put this in brackets. All right. You want to come again. The any of the variables you want to eliminate, you're going to use the coefficient of that variable in one equation to multiply everything in the other equation. So since we want to eliminate y here, we come to equation 1 and multiply everything by minus 2, which is the coefficient of y in equation 2. And then here, we want to eliminate y. We are still eliminating y, so we multiply everything here by plus 10 or by 10. All right. So multiply everything in equation 2 by 10. The aim is to have the same coefficient of y in both equation 1 and equation 2. So if I multiply through minus 2 times 4x is minus 8x, minus 2 times plus 10 is minus 20y, is equal to minus 2 times 13 is minus 26. And if I multiply this equation 2, 10 times 5x is 50x, 10 times minus 2y is minus 20y. So you can see the coefficient of y in both new equations that we form are the same. And then 10 times 9 is 90. So you can call this 3 and 4. So now this is where we eliminate. And how do we eliminate here? We subtract. So we use a minus sign. We subtract equation 4 from equation 3. What does that mean? We subtract the x value in equation 4 from the x value in equation 3, y value in equation 4 from the y value in equation 3, the constant in equation 4 from the constant in equation 3. All right, as simple as that. So first of all, we have minus 8x minus 50x. Minus 8x minus 50x is minus 58x. All right, and now we have minus 20y. Let me write it out here so you see it. Minus 20y minus, that's this minus. Then in equation 2, we have minus 20y. And we have minus 20y. We know that minus times minus is plus. All right. So minus 20 plus 20 is 0. So y is eliminated. We've achieved our aim. And then we have minus 26 minus 90. Minus 26 minus 90, which is going to give you minus um, I'm doing this mentally, so give me a few seconds. 26 and 90, 20 is 110, minus 116. All right, so minus 116, minus 1, Jesus Christ, right? Minus 116. So let me erase this. We have minus 116. That is everything. So let's finish up here. That's the verse. So now we want to look for the value of x. Listen to I listen to English. All right. So We want to get the value of x here. So what are we going to do? We need to remove this coefficient of x. That's minus 56, minus 58, sorry. We need to remove it. So we divide both sides by that coefficient, which is minus 58, so that it can cancel itself and x is left alone. And then we have minus 116 on this side. We also do the same thing, divide by minus 58. This will cancel itself here. X is left. Minus cancel minus. 116 over 58 should be 2. Yes. 58 divided 116 divided by 58 should be 2. So x is 2. Alright, we've gotten the value of x. Now, how do we get y? We are going to substitute the value of x, that's this, into any of the equations, either 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm going to substitute it into equation 2. That's this one here. That is 5x minus 2y equals to 9 when x is 2. Okay? When x is 2. So that means I have 5 times 2 minus 2y equals to 9. 10 minus 2y equals to 9. Now I'm looking for y. So um, let me take 10 to the other side to go and meet its number. That's let me collect like terms so that the numbers will be on one side. Minus 2y will be equal to 9. This is 10. If it crosses, it becomes minus 10 because it's positive. It becomes negative 1 after it crosses. So I have minus 2y is equal to 9 minus 10 is minus 1. Now, finally, to remove this coefficient of y minus 2, we have to divide by itself and divide here by minus 2 so that this will cancel this and y is equal to what? Minus will cancel minus. We are left with 1 over 2. Alright, so therefore x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1 over 2. Alright. So this is the solution of this simultaneous equation, that x is 2 and y is 1 over 2. Alright, so this is elimination method. I hope it's clear. I hope you followed through. Finally, we'll just solve by substitution and that will be that. Alright, I hope you got this. Alright, so finally, let's look at substitution method. Let me erase this. So we are solving by substitution. Let's just make this easy. So, sorry, we are asked to solve. I just want to do this so that I know we've done this. We are asked to solve 2 2x plus 5y is equal to 6.5, and then 5x minus 2y is equal to 9. Okay, so like I said, let's solve it using substitution method. Now again, we have that 2x plus 5y is equal to, this is 13 over 2, and if we multiply through by 2 by the denominator here so that we remove this fraction, we've done it before, so this is going to be 2x times 2 is 4x, 5y times 2 is 10y, and then if multiply by 2 here to cancel out itself, so that's it, equation 1. And then 5x minus 2y is equal to 9, equation 2. So we are solving by substitution. And if we want to solve it by substitution, substitution means replacement. So from either of these, we are going to make x or y the subject of formula, first of all. So where do we start from? Let's start, okay, let's just use equation 1. So from equation 1, we have, if we want to make x the subject here, we'll take this plus 10y to the other side. So 4x is equal to 13. Remember it's plus, so if it crosses, it has to become minus 10y. And then we are looking for only x, so we have to divide here by 4, so that 4 will cancel 4, and divide here also by 4. So we have that x is equal to 13 minus 10y over 4. I can call this equation 3. So this is now, we've made x the subject of formula. And because we got this equation 3 from equation 1, we are going to have to substitute equation 3 into equation 2. So you will not substitute it into the same equation you got it from. Remember, we got equation 3 by making x the subject of formula in equation 1. So you're going to substitute equation 3 into equation 2, not 1 where you got it from. Please take note of that. That's very, very important. All right. So we have equation 2 is 5x and 5 is 13 minus 10y over 4. So we replace this x here in equation 2 by this, then minus 2y is equal to 9. Of course, um, uh, so let's just, I think we can multiply 5 by 4 here to give us 20 times 13 minus 10y, then minus 2y is equal to 9. Okay, 5 times 4 here is 20. No, this is not correct. Sorry. I am, I'm cross multiplying. That's not what I should be doing here. So let's just open up this bracket. 5 times 13 is what? That's 65. 5 times 13 is 65. Minus 5 times 10 is 50. Y all over 4. Yeah. Then minus 2y is equal to 9. Now I want to remove this fraction here so I can multiply through by 4. All right. I multiply this 10 by 4. I multiply 2y by 4. I multiply 9 by 4. So if I multiply this first 10 here, that's this. I multiply this by 4. I'm going to get 4 will cancel out itself. So I have 6y minus 50y. 65 minus 50y, sorry. All right. Then minus 2y times 4 is minus 8y because 2 times 4 is 8. And then 9 times 4 is 36. So this equation and the one on top, they are the same. I just cleared out this fraction by multiplying through by the denominator here, which is 4. And then I have that 65 minus 50 minus 8 is minus 58y is equal to 36. And in which case, I can bring 65 to this side. So I can collect like terms. 65 will cross over to make 36. So I have that minus 5y. Sorry, I have that minus 58y is equals to 36 um, minus 65. And it's minus because 65 is positive, so if it cross it becomes negative. Minus 58y minus 58y is equal to 36 minus 55 should give you what? I think it should be 29. Yeah, 29. And so we divide both sides by minus 58. Why? So that we can have y alone. Minus minus 58, 58 cancel out. And then here, this is minus 1 over 2. So y is equal to minus 1 over 2. Right? Minus 1 over 2. This is the same thing we got in the former one. That y is minus 1 over 2. Now what is left is for us to get the value of x. So how do we get the value of x? How do we get the value of x? Now let me shift this off. We are going to substitute. We are going to substitute. We found the value of y. So substitute y is equal to minus half. Let's just put it into equation 3 because in equation 3, x is already the solution formula and we are looking for x. So substitute this into equation 3. Into equation 3. And in equation 3, we have that x is equal to this, right? So that means anywhere I see y, I should put minus 1 over 2 over 4. and x is equal to 13. Now, minus 10 times minus 1 over 2. Minus times minus is plus, first of all. 10 times 1 over 2, that's 10 times half, is 5. All right. 2 here, 1, 2 into 10 is 5. 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 10 is 5. All right. So this is 5 all over 4. And x is equal to 13 plus 5 is 18, right? Over 4. I'm not wrong. Yes. And if I divide this, 2 into 18 is 9, 2 into 4 is 2. So x here is 9 over 2. 9 over 2. Okay. This is what we got in the other one. I can't recall the answer from the other one, but I don't think it's 9 over 2. I don't think it's 9 over 2. So that means there may be a mistake somewhere. There may be a mistake somewhere. Let me check this. Okay, well, I think our value of y is correct because if I remember, the other one was minus 1 over 2, right? In the other equation. But this is how it is solved. There may have been a mistake along the line somewhere. But these are the steps to follow when you're solving simultaneous equation by substitution or by elimination. Okay, so all right, so that's it for today. We started late, but thank God we were able to hold this and we are just about done. Thank you for those who showed up live. Thank you for you that maybe you're watching the replay. Thank you for you that you are going to tell other people about this. You share the link to this stream so that other people can watch and learn. Please do that. Copy the link, put on your WhatsApp status, put on Facebook, share in your groups, especially where you have students, secondary school students, or um, first year, second year, tertiary school students. All right. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because all we do here is teach maths, talk maths, and solve maths. So subscribe and ring that notifications button so that whenever we have new content, it will be posted here. All right. If you have any suggestions, you have any questions, you have anything you want to add, please do that in the comments. I will do and I will make sure I engage with it. Finally, don't forget to like, don't forget to come back here. This will be weekly. God helping me. So come back here next week and we'll have another session. Thank you so much. I'll see you some other time. Bye. I'm Pendulum and I'll see you some other time. Thank you.